ball, and thereafter Ronnie was able to produce the firepower. He almost plays snooker like Brazil used to play football. You score 3, I'll happily score 4.
Yes, I mean, if you did make the analogy with a boxer, you'd have an iron chin. Yeah, he really looks like he can soak up some punishment.
Okay, back we go.
Yes, and just as you join us, Barry's let that one a little bit short, and O'Sullivan, you would have to say, straightforward opener here into this bottom left-hand corner pocket. Well, he's missed one.
Well, that's about as far as Barry's missed a pot by in this match. Apart from the very first frame, when he missed a couple when it was a settling down period. Since then, he's been very proficient at that distance. Luckily for him, though, he hasn't left anything easy. Didn't play the double, but he's just concentrating on the white.
Yeah, would have loved that red to stay closer to this bottom left-hand corner pocket, because that would have created a bigger problem for Barry Hawkins with a safety shot here. First glance, it looks like he's got away with that.
That's one thing that Ronnie's always been brilliant at. Ken, obviously you've known him and played against him many times over the last few years. He never wants to show if somebody has a run of the ball. He never kind of holds his hand in the air or shakes his head. I mean, Barry's been lucky on the first the last two shots he's played. He's been very lucky not to have left a pot. Ronnie never even showed any emotion whatsoever.
It's part of the game, isn't it? Gets it out of his head straight away. I think he knows the value of not really worrying about it, because it can only affect you. Nothing you can do about it once the shot is played. No point in keeping it with you. You never used to shake your head, Willie, did you?
Not quite as much as Parrott. That's 3 shots he's got away with, because obviously if that cue ball had gone into the ball carrier, the red would have come further across. So he's missed the last 3 safety shots and got away with every one. So that's, if anything needs to give you confidence, it's something like that. All of a sudden, Ronnie, as you can see, is very disappointed not to got the cue ball back to Borg. So Barry may take this long one on. You can screw back up for probably the green or brown if he wants to do that. There's a couple of easier safety shots on, but he's in an aggressive mood, Barry. I wouldn't blame him for taking this on and screwing back into Bork. Doesn't appear to like it, though. But he's got to get that cue ball past the baulk line. He hasn't done on the previous 3 occasions. Well, I don't know whether he looked at that planned. if he did, and it was a certainty, why not play for a colour?
Yeah, and it's just gone a little bit close to this ball cushion as we watch this plant go in once more. A couple more inches closer to the green, and he probably would have taken this brown on into the left centre.
I can only presume Kenny didn't even know the plant was on, because it
Very
looked
well
like it was almost a certainty, didn't it? And he's played it as, you know, to get a good white.
Yes, I didn't see him come down the table. Normally when you have a look at these, it wasn't dead set, was it?
That was the pleasure of Hawkeye, showing you exactly as the balls were there. We couldn't have shown you that picture without Hawkeye. And there's a mistake from Ronnie. This time he will take the long one on.
Red doesn't cut to the right centre, so he's taking it into the corner pocket. Not so much pressure on this. He won't be leaving anything should he miss, only the red. Purposely left it close to the... Be very difficult.
Well, Barry's played more poor safety shots in this one frame than he has done virtually since the opening frame of the match. But once again, nothing easy for Ronnie here. Far too thick, this mistake with this safety shot. When you consider he's trying to get the cue ball back into baulk, okay, without kissing the red, it would only just gone past the blue spot. Once again, O'Sullivan was sent in danger in the previous frame. He made 103. Barry can only smile, knowing that he's just played a couple of loose ones in the last couple of frames.
Straight away, attacking the red just above the black to free up that black straight away. I'm not quite sure what he has the perfect angle to stay in the black here. I have to go back up for blue.
7.
Yeah, would have loved to be in straighter on that red. He's going to need another good positional shot here. That red on the right hand side cushion just making this a little more awkward. No, this, well, just needed to just miss that middle pocket.
11.
Yeah, here we see it. Just needed to miss that, hit the cushion first and then skip by that middle pocket. But he's been very disciplined, trying to keep the pressure on Barry Hawkins.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 11.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy with that safety shot. He wanted it behind the green and close to the ball cushion.
You can see him bemoaning in the safety shot, suggesting once again the table was playing a little slower than he expected. But having commentated on all the tournament, the table looks to be the same speed as the other two. But obviously, Ronnie's out there. He would know exactly what's happening. Well, clearly there, made sure he hit the safety shot a little bit harder, and unfortunately for him, it stuck it right over the corner, albeit dead straight. Now, Barry has not potted one of these long straight ones for 2 or 3 shots. This is a tough one. Yes, always missable those. Always missable. Just lost his way for a second. Having made 1-3-3, Ken, you thought he'd really got a foothold in this final and a chance to put Ronnie under pressure, and he just hasn't done it the last frame and a half.
He's normally so good at that shot. He stays so still, but you saw from his back arm just a little bit of movement there, and that's why he's trying to put a bit more pace into the cue ball, just to bring it back a couple of inches to be high on the black.
One.
Just have a look at his back arm there. Yeah, you just see the little bit of movement, and that's why he's just come across the cue ball. That's why he subsequently missed that red. Another excellent opportunity
6.
now for Ronnie.
Seven.
And this is where
14.
Ronnie is really good. Puts the heat on his opponent.
15.
And once he gets his nose in front, a couple of frames, he's very, very difficult to stop.
22. 23.
'There's another
30.
one that's just slightly got away. Is he on this red? It's very close. Oh, great shot.
31.
Excellent shot, but again, short of pace on the blue. Gonna need another good shot here to get back on one of these loose reds. It's not bad.
$37.
Not absolutely perfect. You see he's a bit straight on this black. Needs a lot of power again. Needs to slow up. Just.
44. 45.
Everything's going into the heart of the pocket at the moment. Barry Hawkins posed
50.
a few questions when he made that wonderful century break. Well, Ronnie, at the moment, is coming back with the answers.
Yes, Barry went in front 3-2, and Ronnie made breaks of 76, 113 and 100 in about half an hour. Barry just showed signs again. He was getting control with 83 and 33.
60.
Ronnie all of a sudden is going to be streaking 2 frames clear
61.
again. But remember, there's 9 frames this evening. This is not the last frame. There's one more to go. And it'd be interesting to see what will happen. Of course, Ronnie could be taking a 3-frame lead into tomorrow's afternoon session.
67. 68.
And you see the break. 6 blacks, 1 pink, 2 blues. This has been superb because he's had to go in and out of balk.
75.
He's had to pull out a couple of tough pots and tough positional
76.
shots. But he's kept the break going wonderfully. And at the moment, he's just moving through the gears.
83.
Still a few sighs and moans and groans. He's still not completely happy. But at the moment, everything he's looking at is going into the pocket.
84. '86. 88.
Well, this has been an incredible standard so far. This is going to be 3 centuries in a row.
91.
There's a little exhibition shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
95.
Century number 52 of this year's World
100.
Championship. Number 11 for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
106.
Well, he misses the black, but he
106
won't
on the
be
frame.
bothered. 106 break from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He puts it